I'm sure you've heard by now that JoJo Siwa announced on Big Brother she isn't a lesbian anymore.
Yes.
Proving what I've been saying forever, that lesbians can be flipped, contrary to what the friends of lesbians you're hitting on may tell you.
It's very vindicating. Just the other day, I received backlash for trying to flip a woman that told me she's a lesbian at my company party.
What?
Naturally, I hit her with challenge accepted, told her we have a lot in common as we're both clam hounds, and if she's had enough taco, we got sausage on the menu before pointing to my crotch. I was then written up by coworkers who insisted that's not how being a lesbian works.
Well, I bet those coworkers feel really stupid now, as should the bouncer who kicked me out of a lesbian bar for telling one of them she was too pale from the lack of vitamin D before pointing to my crotch
As one
and
does.
saying, "You've tried the lock, why not try the key?"
Classic line.
Well, the bouncer didn't think so, because even after I explained to her that women can't know if they like something until they tried it, I was escorted off the premises violently, completely ripping my lesbian slayer shirt with a pair of scissors crossed out.
Let me ask you a question. When she said she's a lesbian, did you ask her to prove it?
First thing I said. I also made it very clear she wouldn't have to leave her girlfriend because I'd be more than willing to take both of them at the same time.
Just checking, because that is a real win-win question. If they do prove it, nice. And if they choose not to, then you know that they're still flippable.
That said, I'll be holding my breath on the apology I should be receiving from that bouncer who insisted I should stop offering women mustache rides, even though we now know there was a very high possibility of her taking one.
The boys.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The lads.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Prepare yourself for BOYSCAST.
The bros.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The homies.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Experience the BOYSCAST.
The BOYSCAST.
Boys. You already know. Danny Polishuk. Some of you might be wondering, what is he? What is this
am
guy
I wearing?
An official Daniel Polishuk Houston Bears jersey. Yes, it says Danny Boy on the back. This was given to me at a show.
Shout out.
By the way, they didn't give one to me. They came up to me and they're like, "Oh, we have a gift." And I was like, and they go, "For Danny." I go, "Okay, well." So like,
thank you.
It was a husband and
nice.
it was a husband and wife, and they said, "Give this to Danny." Houston
Nice.
Bears,
Houston
Danny
Bears,
Boy
baby.
jersey, pink for the audio listeners.
I just got to remember to take this off before I hit the streets in New York.
They won't know though, because like this guy loves women's sports.
Yeah, this guy just loves sports, man.
I guess it would have been like the thing would be to make it look like an actual sports thing.
Sure,
where,
yeah, like a jersey or
but
something.
they were at a fancy boy thing. Have you seen the thing where it's would 100 men beat gorilla?
Sure.
That's what I was thinking. If you were one of the men, potentially, because it was like you and your 99 boys. Wait, you go jack off the gorilla to completion.
Pacify him a bit.
Pacify him for a while.
Yeah, then he's just like, yeah.
You leave Danny in the cage because it's actually not 100. It's like if you have 100 men, if you have Danny there with, he's got his two hands, his mouth, probably your feet. So you actually have like a lot. It's like the power of 6 men jerking off the gorilla, and then the gorilla's very.
I'm not that flexible though. I don't think I can get my feet, hands, and.
I think the
mouth.
gorilla get your legs behind your head. When the gorilla was doing work, she show up in that Houston Bears.
I mean, that gorilla
thing.
would use me like that video of the frog. Remember the video of the frog with those kids at the zoo and the monkey just face fucks a frog to
I
death?
think that'd be you.
Yeah, that would be
so
me.
if you
I'd be
make
the
that,
frog.
and then afterwards the gorilla go, "Ugh," and then me and my other my 98 boys
Sure.
could show up and throw a rock on his head.
Yeah, just get him, just
Just a huge like stomp on the neck of the gorilla.
Yeah, the question is, would that be effective?
Would the stomp you?
on the neck? I don't know. They're pretty.
We'd all
strong.
have to jump out. I think, but at this point, you don't understand. The thing's so satisfied, it doesn't even want to move.
I know.
Like he knows there's an annoyance there, but the gorilla's just been.
Yeah.
He's been jacked off 9 times. He's so emptied out of semen.
like,
He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, I know. He's got the itis.
Gorilla's got itis. He's just sitting there, just been like, I've never come that. Honestly, it actually might be the thing. You know, humans, if you like bust 25 times in a day, it might be problematic.
Yeah.
I think that's what happens. We send Danny in there. He busts 35 times a day. Done. So you think that's thinking outside the box, right? All these people are like, okay, I'll go on the front lines. This will go on this. What actually happens? Danny goes up there, presents himself in the Houston Bears shirt, pants off, Donald Duck style, butt up in the air.
Okay, now I have a question. Assuming that like doesn't work and that gorilla just tears me apart, do you guys still, after seeing me literally ripped limb from limb, do you guys still have to go in after seeing that?
I think we send another boy to give it a second try.
And then he gets ripped, just absolutely just ripped apart. Like,
Well, we have to
Just like a
send. Then we
chicken
send a
wing.
better looking boy because that
Sure.
might have been the problem is they weren't presenting
what
themselves
if that girl is
properly.
not gay?
Well, that's the thing. We have to put a wig on one of the boys.
He goes, he's not into that bati shit, okay?
We put a wig on you when you go
Yeah.
in, so it thinks it's a girl.
You have to shave the beard or keep
Hello.
it there?
Hello. Dude, like you know when Bugs Bunny kind of
Sure.
walks in, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
you, like bounce, bounce,
Yeah.
and then you kind of walk in and you've got your
I got
fake
the
tits and
fucking-
stuff
all
like
the
that.
Stuff, yeah.
Yes, then the gorilla sees you, makes eye contact. I actually think that would be up to you. You have to put lipstick on the whole thing. And then after you've made the gorilla fucking finish 85 times to completion, gorilla's so done. Anyways, that's my plan.
That's how it works. Okay.
Alberta, me and Danny will both be in Alberta.
We'll be in-
I will be in Calgary. Danny
The
will be in
great
Edmonton.
sovereign nation of Alberta.
For the American listeners who are really under a rock, they
Yeah.
just had the Canadian election.
Yeah, they just had the Canadian election, and the secession movement is already.
Already been popping.
Dude, the premier of Alberta literally yesterday, she like tabled this new bill and it had all these things in it. She called it like the election reform thing, where it's like all these new election reforms, and then just like kind of buried in it was basically like the framework for Alberta leaving Canada.
What do they need to like put together like a sovereign wealth fund where they?
No.
Denver-
I mean, dude, they have
Norway did
unlimited
that?
money. They have I think the third largest oil deposit in the world.
Right.
It's like that's like you're Saudi Arabia at that point. Like you have unlimited funds, right? So no, basically the way it used to work for a referendum is you needed, I believe, 20% of all voting age Albertans, and then she changed it. To get a referendum like happening, she changed it. You only need 10% of all people who voted in the last election. So it's like, I think it's 700,000.
To what? What do you get if you
Or
get
no,
that?
sorry, no, it's not 700,000. To basically get a referendum.
Oh, to get a referendum.
To get the referendum.
To get the
on
referendum.
a ballot, so
Gotcha.
then people can now vote to leave Canada.
Yeah, the Berta boys probably are the least happy about the situation, but I just want to say,
They are.
if you,
They're not
no matter,
happy.
like, I'm sure a lot of people have thoughts of Carney, and most of it was Trump related, but it's like Pierre Poilievre ran maybe the worst. He was
brutal.
put on a clinic of how to. He made Kamala Harris look like a fucking.
I know.
The clinic of a lifetime.
I know,
The guy's he's like a pussy.
Yep.
It was a cowardly clown show.
Uh-huh.
I was literally watching.
I'll give him.
I give
this.
him nothing.
He got painted into like this crazy corner after the Trump 51st state stuff, where he literally is like, I can't do a single thing that like ties me to Trump, and like that's my theory on why.
Well, they do something.
Like why he didn't do any like podcasts or anything, because he goes, that's what Trump
Yes,
did. I
but
can't
that
do
is the most Canadian shit that I've
know.
ever. It's fearful. It's fear driven.
Yep.
Like the truth is, if you're gonna be in politics, like basically the narrative, what you're describing is the narrative swung away from him, and he was got to rebrand it a little bit and figure out what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
Instead of doing that, he fucking closed his garage and just
Yeah.
like sat in there smoking
Yeah,
cigarettes.
he did the Biden thing. He goes, what if I just hang out in the basement?
buddy. And it was like, like Nelk Boys, PBD, like
Everybody.
all these podcasts were like, they'd have him on. And in his mind, what he did, he's like, I'm going to go on daytime television for 4
Yeah, he
viewers.
went on CHCH and
He ran like a, maybe they'll just like me. First of all, he's kind of an unlikable guy to begin
he's
with.
a little smarmy.
He's
Actually, a lot smarmy.
if you watch
A
him.
little weaselly.
Yeah, and it's like I didn't hate him, but he is like he's kind of got like the sassy nerd dynamic, which
Yeah,
is not
yeah.
people's favorite.
No.
So, you know what I mean?
And he goes, I've lost the glasses.
Yeah, the
I guess
nerd
I'm
that
no
thinks
longer a nerd.
Yeah, the nerd that thinks he's also better than you. You know what I mean? Like,
he's the alpha nerd of the pack. Like, you know how every nerd pack has like the one guy who's like kissed a girl before?
Yeah.
Like he's that guy. He goes, I have actually kissed a girl before.
He definitely lets the
And
other
every-
dude smell his finger.
Yeah,
But he was lying about kissing the girl. He actually just put his fingers in like some tuna.
Yeah. Yeah, he sold it well. They go, but he could have kissed a girl.
He lost his own seat. It was a bloodbath. And yes, obviously things
now
were
he's
working
apparently
against
gonna
him.
go- he's
But it was,
apparently actually gonna go-
it was embarrassing to watch this
They're
guy.
going to give him a seat in Edmonton, apparently.
there's some techniques
Well, it's a
you
real
can
problem
do.
because they're like, he's the leader of the opposition, but then he can't sit in the House of Commons because he doesn't have a seat.
You know what else about that country is they really do love like a guy that had a big fancy job in another country, which is Mark Carney
course.
with England.
Why we live here.
There's nothing that Canadians like more as a country than someone that went somewhere else
And made it.
like did something big and then came back.
Yep.
That's like their kryptonite. You know what I mean?
I know.
So Mark Carney had a big fancy job other places.
I know. They ran Brookfield Asset Management and
So I thought that guy was. I thought Poilievre run the worst campaign. It was embarrassing to watch.
Terrible. I mean, he actually did. I believe the Conservatives got the highest percent of like highest vote count or percentage that they've got since like the 80s or something. So they actually did well for them. But the problem is because
the
NDP got decimated, and then all those people just voted for the Liberals.
Yeah,
like the NDP, like Jagmeet Singh, a fucking loser. I hope I never have to see that guy ever again.
I think he goes and he's like the lawyer for ISIS.
No, he's gonna have lawyer for ISIS. No, he's gonna have like some shit daytime television show on CTV.
Or him and Poilievre do like an odd couple podcast, you know what I mean?
Hell no. If Don Lemon's podcast is not working, fucking...
I know, I don't think they're actually doing that.
I don't know what.
There's a lot of dancing going on because he won. After he won, he had Down with Webster, who's like my boys.
Yeah.
So like all my friends were like the band playing the like victory party for Carney. Dude, I was watching the videos.
The elbows up to him?
Yeah. They were doing Time to Win.
Oh, but no. But
dude, I'm like... those guys were... like I spent like tons of time with... Those guys were like really in our scene at the time.
Yeah.
We had the same manager and all that sort of stuff. Those are like my boys, but the car. If you watch the videos, the Canadian Prime Minister is like doing these like real dances that look like almost like a retard.
Yeah, kind of.
You know what I mean? He was kind of going in.
Up.
But they're saying they need to dance. That's the only way that they figure out the America-Canada situation is dance off, obviously, between Trump and Carney.
Oh, you're not going to beat Trump. Trump has a signature.
Well, Trump's got the signature, which is Danny's going to be doing to the gorilla. And then...
Both of them.
My big takeaway was that, dude, this is shit that's bugged me about. It was like everything that like annoys me about things in that country that he was doing. It was like... It's like
grow a set.
It's grow a set, but it's not. It's worse than grow a set in my opinion because there's like this arrogance to being like I'm going to be a coward and act like I'm taking the high road.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like I'm above doing all that stuff, but really you're really being a coward.
I mean, the thing is like at some point you got to be like, look, you got to think outside of the box here. Like,
yes!
I understand like things were humming along smoothly like 4 months ago, and you're like, yeah, we're staying the course.
Well, that's life, isn't it, Danny?
Of course it is, and you're just like, things are humming along smoothly. Let's just stay the course. Status quo is all good. But at some point in the last 2 months, you're like, okay, things are going against us badly. Like, time to do something here. Time to be bold.
Well, he's just crossing his fingers and hoping for the Lord.
Yeah, and you're just like, he's hoping like Trump will just be like, I was just kidding about all that stuff.
Yeah, he's definitely hoping for a miracle, hoping and praying for a Christmas miracle.
Yeah. So, and Trump, he said today actually, he's
what kind of out of your like?
Didn't like Poilievre.
Trump?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually happy that.
I guess they're not. He's like too nerdy for Trump, probably. They're probably like, that's the nerd and the bully. That's the ultimate clash.
The thing is, Trump expects, if you're the conservative leader of the country, you got to kiss the ring.
He didn't have, okay. Well, if he couldn't kiss the ring, that was out of the question.
I know, but...
Well, there you go. So if he went out there, for example, if he went out there, by the way, if he did one of those podcasts, there's probably 20 that wanted to have him on. And by the way, it was like just look at any other election. It's like, that's how it works right now.
Yeah.
And then you go, do media. One of the people that wanted him on was like more views than his month worth of media.
Oh, easily. And a lot of his media
but
in Canada,
his mind, he's like, but I'm in a television station.
Sure. But the thing is you're like, and they all hate you.
Yeah, and you're doing media to people
like,
don't
I'm
like
on CBC, and you go, and they trash you nonstop.
Yeah.
You're like, it's not positive press.
I know, he's walking into it's like, oh, look at this. They've got like a makeup person. Like, this is I'm the real deal here.
Oh, yeah. Pierre from
out
Pierre
west.
made it. So
that was embarrassing. Clown.
Not good. And I mean, I guess
that's a joke.
He might have fucked up so bad. Canada might not be a country.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, because of Alberta
thing.
Yeah,
and, there's a Saskatchewan independence movement starting to brew up. Like, this could be devastating.
A lot of independence movements, yeah.
Well, there's not a lot, but those
three.
Two. Well,
Quebec.
But Quebec, even their party, the Bloc Québécois one pretty handily, but like they have their second place party is an independence party. But again, it's like you lose those two provinces, just the ones out west. You're like, all right, well, that's probably the beginning of the end.
You know what Carney looked like when he was dancing?
No.
He looked like you at a Fish concert. That's actually kind of what he looked like. I saw a good boomer lib on a plane. It was like probably like 80 years old, like a guy, and he kind of looked like Like not like a pussy, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like a kind of grumpy old men type of territory.
I like it.
And he had the Trump hat on, but it said "Make racism bad again."
Gotcha.
That's funny.
Gotcha.
Or wrong again. Make racism wrong
Good
again.
for him.
Yeah, you've been a happy camper with your headphone Dodger thing.
Headphone Dodgers is the greatest thing I've ever heard of in my life. The UK government basically, not the Liberal Democrats in the UK are tabling a bill where they're going to make £1,000 fine for antisocial behavior, and they call the people headphone Dodgers.
Headphone Dodgers is
This guy stole my wallet. What did he look like? He was a headphone Dodger?
He's a headphone Dodger. I just don't want
I got lit on fire on the subway. Can you describe it?
I'd prefer my daughter not date a headphone Dodger.
No daughter of mine will marry a headphone Dodger.
I don't care what they look like.
It's so funny because that's their official term, and you're like, that's so funny.
Headphone Dodger does
Headphone Dodger is
HD.
so good.
Guys coming at you in HD. What does that mean? It's dodging headphones, my friend.
Like now I can like totally
I
just
say his ears are clean.
dude,
Let's put it
literally
that
now I
way.
can literally just be riding the New York subway, someone's fucking blaring their speakers, I go to the fucking guy who's selling fucking headphone Dodgers. See you at the meeting later. It's so vague, but it's just so perfect.
It's crazy.
It's so perfect. You think that UK would not be doing that, and then obviously they
You don't want to walk through that alley. Let's just say that we're not wearing headphones.
Yeah, stay out of that part of town. Headphoneless part of town. If you catch my drift.
That's crazy.
You don't want to go there at night. It's dark and no headphones. But you know the UK will never actually pass it because the moment that they do, they go, all right, let's see all these people we're finding. You go,
Yeah. Oh, it turns out the Dodgers aren't who we liked.
We kind of were hoping it would be the same people that we were sending to jail for memes, but it's an entirely different demographic.
Do you think that's what he thinks? He's like, oh, he was on the subway and he saw like some frat boy with
And he goes, these
drunk playing.
Dodgers.
Yeah, this has got to stop.
No. Did you see Winston Marshall at
the
guy from Mumford & Sons or whatever?
Yeah.
But then he got one of those White House press passes.
Really? He's not even from here.
I know, but he's considered like he has a podcast, so he's like new media or whatever. He got one of the new media, and then he asks the press secretary, they're like, they're putting all this.
He goes, hey, have you heard about the D's? What's D's?
But he asked her, he's like, they're talking, they've been putting people in Britain in jail for memes. He's like, would President Trump consider offering these people political asylum? And she's like, yeah, you know what, I'll talk to him about
On the
it.
table?
Yeah, which would be crazy.
Imagine coming over the border as a meme refugee.
Just have your bag of memes. You're sticking bindle full of memes.
You definitely have the Bill Hicks like
yeah.
the trench coat and the cigarette.
The duster, the leather duster. And she's like, yeah, I'll talk to him about it. Crazy.
I mean, imagine your meme account, how crazy that would pop off.
Oh my God.
If you had like a meme account and you were just like, you got banned from the UK,
Yeah.
memes too hot for an entire continent.
I just love like some African refugee eating fucking sand waiting to get the call to come to America. And you're like, what? They let a guy in for memes? Oh, hey, man, there's things that are more important than...
His Chad memes were just too lit.
He goes, I'm from Chad. Go, we don't care.
It's not
We don't care. Wrong Chad.
Buddy, take a look at this guy's work with Alpha Giga Chads. He does damage on the...
Yeah. He's like, I have Chad memes too. Yeah, but yours are about your country.
They're not about. That's not what we do here.
Yeah, we don't care about those.
Yeah, being a meme refugee would be the ultimate bad boy move.
I hope Trump does that. They let them all. It's like Con Air style. They let them all out of jail at once. It's just a fucking flight full of dudes just on their way to America for a new life of memes.
It's actually even funnier than just the opposite, where you're just like, these guys are, they're the baddest motherfuckers you'll ever meet. And they walk in, the Hannibal Lecter have to do all the chains because they have them in the big thing. Then they wheel them out. And then it's just like a bunch of just nerds, incels sitting on a bus like, do you mind turning the temperature? It's quite chilly, isn't it? Yeah, it's not that at all.
Because what have you been doing while you've been in? Thinking of headphone Dodger memes. I got some
Shit.
I got some bangers up here.
Yeah. That's how, like, when they go to jail and they become a rapper or they go back to school, this guy's just been
Or they have like the map.
memes.
They have the map where they hid the money for when they get out. They go, it's in here. Where's the money? He goes, in here.
Yeah. I have something that's going to make me so much fucking money.
I got the best memes.
And it's just a...
Dude, it'll literally
it's like what you think you're doing, what you're actually doing, what your parents think you're doing.
Yeah, totally. It'll be like fucking, what was it, Operation Paperclip or whatever, where they brought all the German rocket scientists, the Nazis over.
Yeah.
Or whatever. That'll be that. They like bring them in all, like they work for the government. They go, we got the best meme people.
Operation 4chan.
Yeah.
And they screw it up and they bring 4 Asian guys.
I don't know what any of these memes mean.
I'll tell you what, another one. On the topic of that, because I don't have anything to say about this story, really.
Okay.
It just made me laugh that the Hill posted this. Democrats embrace F-bomb.
Ooh.
And it's not the F-bomb you think it is, fuck. But it's just...
yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah, it's always funny when, like...
I mean, that would be really out there.
Like the Pope. Yeah. Dude, it is funny that it's always... There's this element of, like... Whenever you're kind of like, I'm gonna... You know what? I'm gonna let the kids know that I'm fucking badass, and you're like,
sure.
No, I will not be fucking coming. Just like dropping a...
just...
In recent weeks, a number of newly launched Democrats hopefuls for key House and Senate have pledged to unfuck our country.
I love how you're like... What are you in for? Dropped a couple F-bombs.
I swear. Dude, he's like a badass. He swears.
He swears? What? A Democrat that swears?
They urge the party to drop the fucking excuses and grow a fucking spine.
Yeah, I mean, again, unfuck the country. You're like, literally this whole reaction that you think is fucking the country is a result of you guys fucking up the country. Like, this is just a reaction to you guys. Like, you went too far.
Well, they started
this
swearing.
Is your medicine.
This is your medicine.
Yeah, and now they're like, yeah, you know how we course correct this bad boy? How we course correct this ship?
Swearing.
Fuck. Shit.
Ooh.
Cock.
I like that. Yeah. They're just listening to the secret song on the Blink-182 album.
Yeah, they just say them all at once. Fuck, shit.
Damn. Oh, I like that.
Oh, no. Come on. That's what got us into this mess.
Shit.
It's a little better.
Yeah, just Pelosi coming out. Fuck.
Yeah, that's her when she finds out she can't trade stocks anymore.
Yeah. Didn't they have a bill? They're trying to make the Pelosi bill.
They literally made a bill called, I don't know what the acronym is, but the acronym spells Pelosi. And it's like preventing elected leaders from investing in securities or something.
They probably worked pretty hard to make those work out.
That's the thing. Oh, dude, they have a meme department. That's for sure. Yeah. Like someone's like, they have an acronym department because they have some like banger acronyms.
You think any of that's going to happen?
I mean, probably. I mean, honestly, that's like pretty. That's not really a partisan issue. Like, I think most people actually agree on that.
Well, most of the politicians, you have to get politicians to vote against them making money.
Well, yeah. But the thing is
Danny, I'll hold my. I'll wait.
Well, the thing is, it's not a lot of the although Marjorie Taylor Greene apparently is cleaned up, but it's mostly the liberal politicians who have really made the money, and I
just feel like probably a lot of politicians. They're like, hey, let's do a bill that you guys can't get rich, and everyone's just like, okay, sure, I'll be signing that real soon.
We'll get to that one.
Yeah, we'll put that on the docket for sure.
Yeah. It's like that Simpsons thing where they go, I'd like to tack on a rider for what was it? It's like a bunch of money for the perverted arts, and then they go, denied. They just add some crazy thing to it, just to combine it. They go, I guess we can't vote for that.
Yeah, they're gonna put the stock bill with the
just like the MAPS bill,
mandatory
like
ball washing with your mouth bill.
Yeah, like pedophiles are people too bill. You know, all right.
No one.
I mean,
what are we gonna do? Yeah,
no, can't pass that.
But I watched. So I'll tell you, we did an intro about this. JoJo Siwa, not a lesbian.
Yeah.
Celebrity Big Brother.
Congrats.
Which obviously is a pretty huge show over there, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, it was making me laugh a lot. Obviously, we did the intro, but like, it was making me laugh just the idea that, obviously she's a fake lesbian.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But
They all are, Ryan.
I've met some.
Not all of them. No. Some
I mean, there's a you can tell. You have
there's
to
some gold stars.
The truth is, it doesn't work the other way. Gay guys don't flip back. The most they do is flip.
We
to
won't
bi.
allow it.
Right.
I won't allow it.
No, but you never really see a gay guy that actually flips back. Lesbians do.
I mean,
flip.
literally, it's the I'm not gay no more, dude. And you see an interview with him now, you go, that dude is still super
They
gay.
can flip if there's a religious element.
But I'm
involved
saying
sometimes.
he's like, I'm not gay. You go, that dude is gay.
I see what you're saying. On our end, if a lesbian's like, I flip, we kind of say you were fake before. Right. If a gay guy flips, we go, you're fake now.
Correct. There is a difference.
Right. But my point, or there's a couple things, but the first part is, I was trying to like watch the videos of this. I ended up on a different side of the internet, my friend.
Oh.
It was because the people that do like reaction videos to like, you know, the gay drama on Big Brother. Yeah. It's a guy. He's like half man, half woman, half beast. Like you don't even know what this guy is.
Yeah,
he'll just be like, you know, a dude. You're like, I don't even know if it's a girl to guy, guy to girl,
drag queen,
wacky, you know, crazy hair. Oh. Yeah, I'm watching this thing. I'm like,
it's like a dude that looks like me in a dress with mascara, basically.
Or or is this like a busted girl or a fat dude wearing a wig? Like, you really, some of these creatures that have like YouTube channels that are making like content about Big Brother and stuff like that. You're just like, huh? You're looking at it. I don't know. I'm generally confused. Like, what is?
Are you in the comments being like, "What are you?
What are you?"
Ryan Long comedy.
But there's these whole subcultures that you know you go, well, what?
I mean, dude,
I felt I was on the wrong side of the tracks.
Big Brother,
of YouTube.
I remember when I was in the UK. It's like Big Brother. Literally, like what happens on Big Brother is literally front page news.
It's up there with like the Princess Di.
Yeah, or whatever, or like a war.
Yeah.
Like it'll be like fucking Israel, Gaza, Ukraine, Russia, Celebrity Big Brother.
And Mickey, and then this Celebrity Big Brother, Mickey Rourke's on there. He's the one who started the controversy, which is why it's funny. Which Mickey Rourke looks not great.
No. No.
He legitimately looks like
he's had a lot of plastic
in a movie where they just take like a piece of skin and like drape it over your face.
Yeah.
Like he's a leather.
I always wonder when
someone tried to do plastic surgery to make a alien look like a human and they just fucked it right up.
I always wonder because I guess you can really truly never know. You go, what would you have looked like?
Yeah, I know.
You know, like
well, you might have a brother. You could check that out.
Yeah, but you're like, would you have been like really like look like a monster and this is actually an improvement or did you just go too far?
No, this is a bad looking dude.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Mickey Rourke's on the show and he basically is like he goes to her. He's like, you know, if I was here for 4 days, I'd flip you. Like that's what happened. So Mickey Rourke started telling her he'd flip her, and then you know it was a big uproar. Mickey Rourke was like villain of the internet, and then like a week later, she's like, I'm flipped, like a pancake.
I've been flipped.
yeah. She flipped like a pancake.
Love it. Hey man, she found her truth, you know.
I know.
Yeah. She found it, but she's not
called Mickey Rourke the property brother. But the guy he's flipping lesbians.
But the guy who's flipped her is like married or something. It's like it's not even like she had a thing with him. She just was like, oh, there's this guy.
And then on top of that, with all these
straight now.
Yes, and on top of that, but who knows? They're probably smashing. That'll come out in 2 days. I mean, I'll have to follow my YouTube channel. I have to get back in the fucking. I just come out of that. I'm just fucking trans.
Yeah, right.
I spent a week watching Big Brother reaction channels and lost my mind. I have a pink hairdo, but. It's funny because these reality shows, they film them and then it has to be like a top secret, which it never is, because the people finish the show and then a lot of the dudes, for starters, like when you watch these not even Big, like Bachelor, all those shows, a lot of the people that go on it, it's like they're gonna be a big star, right?
Yeah.
So they want to get their pussy.
Yeah.
So a lot of these dudes go on that and then they're at the bars like bragging about it. So it's kind of like a secret that everyone knows a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. But they probably signed some NDAs.
But she said all this stuff, and then her lesbian girlfriend's watching the show, finding out that she goes, I'm not a lesbian anymore. So for the last 2 months, she's with this lesbian, being like, okay, wait, you're still a lesbian? She's like, yeah, still a lesbian. You? Oh, yeah, still a lesbian. And then,
love being a lesbian.
Me
lesbian
too.
For life.
It's my favorite thing. Being a lesbian's amazing, obviously.
I love women.
Love women.
Yeah.
Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, it's a tough way to find out.
Yeah, Mickey Rourke's calling himself the human vibrator, basically.
I mean, it sounds like he's fucking doing damage, man.
He is doing damage, but...
Dude, he's like gay conversion therapy.
He's reverse gay conversion therapy.
No, he's real. Well, for women, but he's
Actually,
like,
Danny,
he's like fucking. You can just like get a cameo from Mickey Rourke for your confused daughter, and she's straight again.
Prizepicks is the best place to turn your sports knowledge into cash. With millions of members, Prizepicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 2,000x your cash. Run your game all season long with Prizepicks. Cash in on the basketball playoffs with Prizepicks. Don't miss your last chance to add your favorite players from the court to your Prizepicks lineup. Whether it's points, rebounds, assists, take your pick of more or less for your shot to win up to 2,000x your money. Turn your playoff hot takes into tickets to basketball's championship series. Prizepicks is the best way to win cash while watching sports. You can join millions of users. Sign up today. Every Tuesday, Prizepicks will discount several projections on the board, usually by 15% to 25%. We got Taco Tuesdays. Friday is Flex Friday. Make sure you opt in. Tap the checkout on your lineup builder to be eligible for the protected play. Choose squares from any game on the board. And if your lineup does not win, you get your net losses back in promo funds up to your promo limit as soon as the lineup settles.
Look, Prizepicks is super easy to use. You can make your selections in 60 seconds tops. And for this week, I am going to the hard court. Here are my picks for basketball. I've got Luka Doncic for more than 28 points and Jason Tatum for more than 8 rebounds. As well, I got the Joker, Nikola Jokic, for more than 25 points, and Jaylen Brown for more than 4 assists. Download the app today and use code BOYSCAST to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code BOYSCAST to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prizepicks, run your game.
Fellas, I got some huge news to share with you all. AG1 has just launched their next generation. The same single scoop, once a day, but with upgraded vitamins, minerals, and probiotics. And it's clinically backed. They've seriously gone the distance to raise the standard in testing. AG1 is always evolving like we are. Next Gen represents years of development for clinical trials. So right now, they have an upgraded formula, delivers 5 clinically studied probiotics with additional vitamins, minerals to offer greater support for whole body health. Clinically studied, AG1's Next Gen is backed by 4 clinical trials, same daily habit, and also they have new packs for the travel packs. Ooh. AG1 Next Gen is a daily health drink clinically shown to support gut health. AG1 you take every single morning, 1 scoop. First thing you do, it is clinically shown to support gut health and close common nutrient gaps. With 5 new probiotic strains, additional vitamins and minerals, AG1 Next Gen represents the biggest step forward in your daily foundational nutrition. So, vitamins and minerals, pre and probiotics, superfoods. AG1 Next Gen is clinically shown to fill common nutrient gaps in even healthy eaters. It improves key nutrient levels within 3 months. In clinical trial, key nutrients in AG1 Next Gen were absorbed quickly into the body, and AG1 Next Gen was shown to be bioavailable to the body. So, again, like I said, this is something I do every single morning. I do not miss it. I have other people in my life that have also had, I've gotten them on it and they haven't stopped now. It's been years for all of us. It's one big AG1 family. They keep improving. So now, clinically backed with an advanced formula, this is the perfect time to try AG1 if you haven't tried it yet. I've been drinking AG1 for years now. Happy to partner with them. So subscribe today and try Next Gen of AG1. If you use our link, you'll get 1 free bottle of AG D3K2 and an AG1 welcome kit, 5 of the upgraded AG1 travel packs with your first order. So make sure to check out drinkag1.com/boyscast. Get started with AG1's Next Gen and notice the benefits for yourself. That's drinkag1.com/boyscast. All right, I gotta show you this because this is in relation to the article, and it says, what was the article? AI music generator has been creating hateful songs.
Yeah.
You have to listen to these songs. So this is what the AI music generator, people have been making these songs. I've been seeing them in my feed.
Oh, the TikTok.
They've been making me laugh.
The country song is like huge.
I ain't got time for no homoing. You gotta get down on your knees now, boy, and pray the gay away.
Yeah.
Said you gotta
Pray the gay away. This is for Danny.
let the Lord come inside you now. God's the only way.
pray the gay
Pretty good.
away each and every day. That was.
Yeah, I mean, on TikTok, like that biggest song is like, I ain't gay, but I do gay shit. You ever heard that one?
In the back of my truck with the Houston Bears shirt on.
I'm queer. I just suck some dick when I drink my beer. I ain't nothing wrong with a little squeeze. It don't mean shit. I love my guns and I have my rights. And I fuck dudes on
It's so funny. I ain't gay, I do.
That was the song. One of the songs they referenced.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they have a bunch of them. A lot of racist stuff. A lot of like
Sure.
anti-Jew stuff. Like my little
Yeah.
Holocaust chamber or whatever.
Sure.
But
Yeah, that song's a banger, man.
yeah, they said malicious actors are abusing generative AI tools to create homophobic, racist propaganda songs.
Well, you're not gonna like what it's gonna look like in 2 years from now because this has only been 6 months of this shit, and we're already at this point.
Computers are so much more racist than humans. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you could tell.
Pray the gay away.
Yeah, it's fucking. Bang. I mean, it's not any different than Wheeler Walker Jr. Really.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, it's just they just don't like that it's a robot.
Well, she says, this is what she says. She goes, quote, "Fuck the L. I'm going for the Q." So she says she's not a lesbian anymore. She
There
switched
you
to
go.
Q.
She's
She switched
queer. She's queer
letters.
now.
Yeah, but it's just the whole thing's really funny because everyone got mad at Mickey Rourke for saying he could flip her, and then she flipped 2 seconds later like a
Dude,
pancake.
they literally flipped her fucking letter.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Proven once and for all. You ever flipped a girl? Flipped him the other way.
I think I did, and then she went back, and then she went back.
Oh, I remember the one that you were flipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Danny, they used to call him the spatula.
I mean, I don't know if I said this before, but like, I mean, you obviously know, but like, my ex-girlfriend dated a girl you were with.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Remember that? And then I
Yeah,
got her back, and then I took her back from the dark side. I brought her back.
Right, you brought her back.
And then God knows what she's doing now, but she might,
Yeah,
be,
me
she
and
might be back.
me and Danny were like smashing these. We were dating these 2 girls, and then they started dating.
Yeah, then they started dating, and then I
I was sort of.
You were kind of casually, but
Yeah,
this was my.
I wasn't really
This was
like.
my ex-girlfriend. Like basically, we were like kind of on and off again, and then we were together, and then she moved away, and we didn't. I didn't see her for like a year or whatever, and then in that
Because
time
basically,
frame-
I slept with the one.
Yeah.
And then your girl ate her out. Then you kissed her. It was all in that order. It's exactly how it shook down. Buddy, I had one time in residence, there's these 2 girls, same name, that I was like sort of talking to both of them. And then they came marching. They found out about each other and then started marching down the residence hallway towards my dorm room. Yeah. And they give me a talking to. And then I literally was walking and I just saw the 2 of them and I just walked out and left campus. Anyways, both of those girls went lesbian. Nice. Both. I don't know if they ever did stuff with each other, but both of them went les.
Wouldn't that have been something?
Wouldn't have that been something, boys?
I ain't gay, but I do.
Flipping girls, this is back at 2 les. I actually am the reverse flipper because I would say, yeah, there's definitely a few like bi chicks or whatever. I don't know if I've ever had like a full like gold star.
No,
that was the first
never.
one.
I mean, those don't do anything for me. So it's like
I have the long hair though, so I could have been like sort of an in between.
That's true. You could have been a tweener, but yeah, like those.
I've flipped way more the other.
I don't think I've ever dated a girl with short hair. Period.
You know what happened is people like to say that it's all you like what actually happened was that after me they're just like I never can top that.
Climb Mount Everest. What's there left to do?
I think I retired the fucking.
I guess I'll try chicks.
Or she retired the.
Nothing left for me with.
She retired her female condom. I was like saying that a dude when you get in a relationship you bronze your condom. Yeah. your favorite condom.
Retire your dental dam.
Yeah, she retired.
Dental dam's crazy, by the way. Remember, like that was like I don't know anyone who's ever used them, but you're like, what is?
I have to use them. Yeah. Normal condoms don't fit, so I have to dental dam it. 2 dental dams.
Put it on like a fucking tarp.
Tie them together.
You're like, what do you expect me to do with this thing? Yo, how dangerous is eating a girl out?
Gay, but I do gay stuff. Like fucking dudes in the back
It's a banger, man. That song is a banger.
That's so funny.
That is a banger.
Yeah, I've definitely. But have you ever flipped girls from straight to les?
Like sent them packing and never to return?
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever went up and then you're just like, oh, and they're just like, oh, I'm a lesbian now, and then you go, like, oh, you flipped a lesbian? They go, wait, you were a
No, I don't think I've ever said
les the whole time. I thought.
Yeah, what?
You're telling me that was a dick?
Wait, you're a man?
That was a dick.
I thought I was with a woman the entire time. It's hurtful.
That was a dick the whole time.
I thought you had a huge clit.
Beep that, Johnny. We don't need this filthy mouth.
Boy.
The Democrats over here.
No, we can't say that.
I think that one does get you fucking in trouble, man.
Really? That's a fucking...
Unt and lit are like big ones for them. They don't like C words.
That's crazy, though, because that's like an actual, like, medical term.
Is it?
Yeah? The clitoris?
For your dick. Medical term for...
That's like being like, you can't say penis.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong then.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought that just feels like it was.
Scrotum.
Maybe I'm wrong though.
Bleep that, Johnny. I mean, if you can't, then fuck.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Literally, I could deny the
fucking dark
Dude, I
X-Lord,
can
you would
literally
know.
go on YouTube and be like, yeah, fucking 200,000 tops, and I say fucking clit, and they go, that's, you got to cross the line there, okay?
His potty mouth can't help himself. He's running for fucking Congress with the Democrats right now. Fuck. Damn. You think it is?
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Well,
anyways, yeah, definitely. I've flipped more the other way.
yeah. No, I don't. I definitely never sent any where they never came back. But you know, I haven't tracked them all.
Shit.
So who knows?
You don't know what they're up to right now.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are all still walking funny.
No girlfriends. Definitely no like actual girlfriends or anybody I dated seriously. No.
Do you think that if you date a girl for too long, or it closes up because it?
It's just had enough, man.
Can't get another one in there.
Can't take any more.
Well, apparently their vaginas sort of like mold around the dick that they're getting.
Yeah, they just can't take any more. No, never sent them.
I watched the Conclave movie, by the way, the
Piece of
Popes.
shit, huh?
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched the whole
Yeah,
thing.
so
Like, all these people were like, "This is like my mom." My parents were like, "This is amazing." And I don't usually when my parents say it's a good movie, they like fucking not stuff that I like generally.
Yeah.
So then, but like there was all these people who were like, you know, and you know the cinematography was good. I'm not a huge cinematography nerd. So
Yeah.
I'm like that's not getting me fucking through a movie. Is the cinematography?
So the Conclave movie is like winning all the stuff, and
Yeah, I won. But I think I don't know if it won. No, it didn't win. Nora won best.
I
Picture.
didn't realize the twist.
I told you last week.
I know, but I hadn't no reference point, so I went in one ear at the other.
So stupid. Like, dude,
even after you told me, I know. After I saw
throwing
it,
popcorn at my TV, being like, "Fuck off."
Once I started watching it, I kind of forgot. I got into it and I forgot about your warning.
Yeah, okay.
It's nuts.
I'm like, honestly, I felt literally had.
Yes,
I just sat through 2 hours of this for you to do this to me.
So it starts.
This is your big M. Night Shyamalan twist.
The twist was nuts. So it starts out like it was too boring for me.
Yeah,
period.
It's boring.
Not even from any, ideological or whatever. I was just like, it's just a bunch of popes mucking around.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, I want to be the Pope. I want to be the Pope. This guy might be a good Pope. And I think I should be the
We
Pope.
might have some information on that guy who's the Pope. But I agree with you. It looked cool because all those buildings look cool. You know?
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like it was basically a liberal versus Republican.
Yeah.
So the Republican Pope stands up at one time. He's like, these Muslims, they're animals.
Sure,
Like, he's just the most aggressive kind of.
course.
And then the other guy stands up and being like, we need more Muslims in the Catholic Church, basically.
You go, what?
And then that Pope is like, his speech was so good that they basically say everyone like. You know, he gets to be the Pope,
right.
and then they find out that he's trans.
No, he's not trans. The guy they pick is trans.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah. And then at the end.
The guy who gave the speech, they find out he's intersex. He goes,
Intersex.
His big secret was that he had like women's ovaries and vaginas and stuff, and he was going to go get a hysterectomy.
Right.
But then he decided that the Pope, that God made him like this, so he was actually fine. And,
Sure, and they go,
but you're just watching, being like, what?
Yeah, I go,
What the fuck?
couldn't just made him a fucking pedophile or something? That would have been better.
Yeah.
Like 0 pedophiles? You're just telling me that they have a fucking search for a Catholic Pope and not one of them turns out to be like
They
something on their computers?
They talked about that a little bit, where they're just like, we got a lot of scandals hitting us at all ends, so we're really worried about scandals.
Yeah, but you're just saying, hey,
They made the black pope the sex pope was the black pope.
Yeah.
The African guy that he was out there getting girls pregnant and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. He got the nurse pregnant, or not the nurse, the nun pregnant.
Yeah, the African pope is the one they made. Like I think it was African.
Dick.
Yeah, he was slinging dick.
Yeah.
Couldn't keep it in his pants.
Hey man.
But I looked it up after because I was just like, Catholic Church gonna love this, huh?
No.
So I looked it up, and there's 10 trillion articles.
The Pope might have liked it though. The last one, the one that just died.
Francis might have liked it.
Yeah, because he was kind of
because he saw himself as the trans pope.
Yeah, he goes.
He was like, I'm that guy that stands up and gives the
spiritually
speech.
trans.
Yeah.
I'm spiritually a trans pope.
Well, these are some articles I looked up after I watched the movie. One says why we as Catholics should not support the movie Conclave. And then there was like 5 of those being like, this is, because they also didn't like that they made the popes all conniving against each other. Because they're kind of like, the Catholic Church is kind of like, no, it's more of an honorable process. It's not a bunch of popes running around stabbing each other in the back.
This isn't politics.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what they said.
It is.
It probably is a little bit. How is it not being there? Especially,
I mean, everybody wants to be the pope. Obviously.
Well, everything's politics.
Yeah, and everybody wants to be the pope.
That's kind of what I was thinking, even with the expert conversation we talked about last week. It was just like a lot of it is where you're just like, yeah, everything's politics though, unfortunately.
Of course.
You go, environment policy, politics. Like you go, doctors, politics.
Yeah.
Like, science, politics. Like everything became politics.
Experts talk shit about people who are not experts because I want to be the expert.
Yeah.
I want to be considered the expert.
Well, also, everything I know a lot about, everyone disagrees.
Yeah.
Like think about the 4 things that you know a lot about. Everyone that also knows a lot about it disagrees.
Yeah.
So, it becomes politics.
Of course.
Yeah, so then I looked up who was liking it. So Hollywood was liking it.
Of course. And who runs Hollywood, Ryan?
They Them magazine says.
Is their website they.them?
They.us, I think it is.
Nice.
Them.us or something. Them.us says defending the integrity of the Catholic doctrine. Oh, no, that's another. That was the one. Sorry. I was giving you 2 that liked it, and then I have 2 that don't like it.
Okay.
So that was the first one. Why, as Catholics, we should not support it, and defending the integrity. And then they had like a bunch more of those. And then the people who didn't like it said, we need to talk about the queer twist in Conclave.
Sure.
And they really liked it. And then the articles that were beside that on the website, the 7 sluttiest gay vacations of 2025, how my bathhouse meetup in Amsterdam.
Yeah, I sucked some dude off in the theater at Conclave. How that went. Pretty sick.
These are articles. 7 ways to be a slut. How to suck off a dude in a glory hole. Conclave, pretty accurate Pope movie. I will. You were saying before like it was a Jewish thing, but I could see there being sort of like a more like a Jewish movie with the progressives. I'll tell you what they never will do is like and people have said this, they don't even have the balls to draw Muhammad, let alone make like a
no.
Like if Hollywood,
there's no passion of the Muhammad. There's no passion of the Muhammad where it turns out he's a little gay.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. That's if they really want to grow a set over in Hollywood, have like a suicide bomber that also finds out he's in love with his. He's in love with his. What's the guy above him in the Taliban? Do you know the rankings?
The rankings.
His general in the Taliban.
No, I don't know.
ISIS martyr.
ISIS martyr. Yeah.
Like an ISIS martyr.
Yeah, sure. Like he's in love with the top dog.
But he's having like really.
Like he's in love with the Ayatollah or something.
He's in love with the Ayatollah, and he's having like a big crisis about his like gender identity. So it's like a coming of age, finding out like he's non-binary and all this sort of stuff while he's doing like that would be
sure.
If you really want to grow a fucking set.
Yeah, grow a set.
Hard to take John Lithgow too seriously too because he's so funny.
Yeah,
he's still always third rock guy for me. When he plays like a psychopath, I feel like
he was great in Dexter.
That's what I mean, though. Really funny guys.
And the Winston Churchill movie. He won an Oscar for that. That was like...
No, he's obviously great. This isn't like an anti-Lithgow thing, but certain people are so funny, and he has like his bones are funny. Like he's got this like funniness to him that it always like seems like a guy doing a comedy. Like when I see him dressed up in the Pope outfit, it seems like a guy in a sketch or something.
Right. Yeah.
When he plays like a crazy guy, I feel like really funny guy can translate better to like crazy.
Yeah.
When he's trying to be like when it's real, it takes me out of it a little bit. With
I think honestly, I don't know. I honestly think maybe Third Rock is the only comedy he's done. I don't know if he's done any comedy movies. I think he's like a pretty serious actor besides that.
I know it was a sitcom.
But it was a huge,
sitcom
and a
star.
huge one at that.
Yeah, so I guess on the Muslim thing, they have lots of movies where
It's more of a
they're
French-
terrorists.
Do you think they should have casted French Stewart as one of the popes?
Yes.
What's going on here?
Remember French Stewart? What happened to French Stewart?
French Stewart didn't book a lot of stuff after his one role.
I'm just a squinty guy. Can you not squint? He goes, no, this is actually me.
Sitcom characters in the 90s were insane.
Yeah, he goes literally like that was a choice for sure. You know, like
he's just like
he's in the room like the casting like waiting room, and everybody's like looks like him, and he goes, "How do I separate myself from these people?" He goes,
squint.
Got it. Just squints.
So the people weren't happy with Conclave.
I am one of those people. So
what if they do a movie about do you think that the Catholic Church, if the Catholic Church really wanted to fight back, they would make their own movies where it's like
I mean,
a gay guy
they
realizing
got the
that,
fucking cash.
you know what I'm saying? They fund their own studio, like, and then they go about a gay guy realizing this, like, this is wrong what I'm doing.
Yeah,
and joining the church.
I mean, there probably are like kind of Catholic
glory hole operator that finds God.
That's too much. But I mean, they probably are like family friendly kind of. I mean, they do have Passion of the Christ, although I don't know if that's Catholic.
That's not approved by them.
Oh no, they don't like that.
Well, whatever. I'm just saying if they have a problem with the movie, then go make your own.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed.
But this was something else.
Yeah. Piece of shit.
It was written by a book written by some guy.
Sure.
In the UK,
and I
think.
bet the book was a fucking snoozer too.
I can't even imagine how much of a snoozer the book would be.
It's fucking 600 pages. It just you get to the end, you go, what?
What in the
I just read 600 pages
for this ovary business,
just to be like he has ovaries.
It was really something else.
Yeah. Stinker.
Oh, also with the music thing, the firm points to Rock Against Communism, a series where white power rock concerts in the UK in the late 70s and early 80s spawned subgenres of anti-Semitic and racist hatecore music. So they're calling it hatecore.
Hatecore. All right.
Ain't gay, but I do gay stuff.
Hatecore.
In the back of my truck.
This is like might be the summer banger right here.
Pray the Gay Way is pretty good though.
Yeah, pray the gay ways.
Gotta pray the gay way. You gotta pray in every day. Something I don't know, but
Love it.
let's talk Bill
The
Belichick.
robots are replacing us officially.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My one question is because I've used Suno before, and I'm wondering if Suno is actually generating these lyrics or if they're just putting in the lyrics.
No,
themselves.
I
My
think
guess
there's a
is
mix of both, but like the AI is generating lyrics, and there's different programs that do different things.
Well, because Suno, you can choose. You can be like, here are the lyrics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can do
like a
either.
country song.
Oh, you're saying that?
Is Suno generating the lyrics?
Are you saying it's like culpable deniability?
No,
plausible
No, it's not
deniability
even,
for the
comment.
commenters.
I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering, like, is Suno generating these lyrics? At which point I'm like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Like, if that wasn't someone.
I did. You don't think so? I mean,
I don't know.
ChatGPT can make lyrics.
Yeah, for sure.
Watch, make a rap about why my homosexual friend Danny Polishek. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, talk amongst yourself. Ryan's logging into Suno right now.
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh, we can go into Suno and fucking do it even better. You're fucking dropping the ball.
Well, I'm doing something. You have to speak.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, that is my question. Is Ryan's gonna get some rap lyrics about me being gay?
This is a podcast.
ChatGPT
I'm
would never.
going to check something. He goes, maybe we'll both just check something.
ChatGPT would never do such a thing to me.
Okay, so this is what it came up with. Danny's big reveal out of the closet freestyle.
Freestyle.
Beat drops, slow and triumphant. Yo, gather round, I got a story to tell. But my boy Danny P, yeah, he ringing the bell. Closet door creaked, now it's swinging wide open. Came out clean, my man came out clean like the man just finished mopping, because I guess there's semen everywhere and he mopped it up. Wasn't no drama, no tears, no suspense. Just said I'm gay like he's jumping a fence. Rocking that swag, now he's truly unchained. New fit, new dude, walking like he runs Spain. Used to chase girls, now he chases dudes. Switching up the game, still bringing the smooth. Same old Danny, still roasting on stage. Just now, he do it with a little more gay rage.
All right.
He's out in the club in a mesh tank top, 2 espresso martinis, and he just won't stop. He told me, bro, it ain't that deep. I just like what I like. Now let me be me. So cheers to the man with the hottest take. Came out of the closet for content's sake. But don't get it twisted. He's still that G, just with a grinder bio and a little more glee. So it knows you a little too well.
Okay. I asked Suno to make a drill rap song about comedian Ryan Long being gay. Let's see what we got going on here.
Huh. Yeah. Opposite day.
Punchlines, crack ribs, leave them caught in the past.
Opposite day.
Canadian was sharper than a switchblade's tip. Claiming truths off stage, man, he's flipping the script. Comedy in his veins, throwing sparks on the set.
Nothing about being gay.
Nothing about being gay. Couldn't compute.
Right in his stride, every word got weight. Ryan Long's laugh lines change up the state. Stage lights flood, shadow boxing with stigma.
Well, there we go.
It couldn't compute that. It was like we're an AI program. We're not magicians here where we can imagine.
No. All he got is pride in his stride. Every word got weight.
It definitely. ChatGPT had Danny's number though.
Yeah. Fucking ChatGPT. Fuck you.
Yeah. Bill Belichick, Daniel Polishuk. Billy B. Bitched her. He's getting bitched around by his 24-year-old girlfriend.
Look, dude.
You know what? I have the clip if you want to play it.
It's the same as with the Shannon Sharp stuff. Is you want to play with the kids. It's a different game.
You get burned.
It's a different game.
Dude.
He's just like, well, I coach young men. This should not be a problem.
I'm spending all day around 25-year-olds. This is what I'm used to.
Yeah, you gotta turn them into men.
He's not realizing. You take a look and you go, what brought down is the kryptonite for all boomers.
Yeah.
Period. Is women in their 20s.
Oh yeah.
We're talking. Women in their 20s convinced 75-year-old intelligent men to say, maybe there isn't a boy and a girl.
Yeah, I mean, let me tell you.
Maybe we should shut down the entire economy.
Guy who wrote Conclave probably has a fucking 25-year-old girlfriend. He goes, what if she has the...
I think the cops should be trans. Make them trans.
Yes, honey. Sure.
Yes,
Sounds
dear.
good.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton, how did that work out for him, 20-year-old girlfriend?
Know how many people had to die
Shannon
because
Sharp.
of that 22-year-old?
I'll tell you what, Baldoni, with Blake Lively and Baldoni, the problem is she's not 25 anymore, so she wasn't sticking.
No, didn't work.
That's why it didn't work, because she's not 25 anymore. Remember Bernie Sanders?
He fucked a 25-year-old?
No, but do you remember? Maybe. In his college professor outfit days, I bet you he was laying a bit of pipe. Yeah. But when Bernie Sanders, remember when he was giving his big speech, and then the 2 college kid girls came and grabbed the mic away from him?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you speak, Taylor Swift style.
Right.
And he just took it like a bitch.
Uh-huh.
It's their kryptonite.
Yeah, they don't know what to do.
Men over the age of 60, 22-year-old girls are like the ring to them. It's like they can't handle the power.
It's tough, man. It's a tough spot.
Well, everyone's.
Thankfully, Bill Belichick does not give a shit about anything. That's the only thing he has going for him is he takes all this smoke and he's just like, look.
He does let it roll off him a little bit.
I really don't care.
Let me play the clip here. This is what we got.
Yeah.
Thanks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
I'm not talking about this.
No.
No.
It's a top.
Yeah. I'm not talking about this.
Well,
but here's the thing. So I'm actually going to give the Belichick argument because this is some dubious editing by CBS here.
A little bit.
So he came out. He's like, we've said how we met.
I know.
He's like, I met her on a flight to Palm Beach or whatever. Like that's out there.
I know. I'm not making the argument that she's like, yeah, I was the receptionist at his hemorrhoid clinic, and and then he started paying me to have sex.
Or like she was like, I was an escort and fucking.
No, I know. I know
yeah.
those are the conspiracies. I'm not proposing that, but we'll continue.
Anyways, all I'm going to say is he's like, yeah, I'm promoting my book. And this is at least his defense. He goes like, she actually works for me. Like on top of being my girlfriend, it's like she works for me and like
stop right there.
Yeah, I know the work for
but like, let's just not graze over. Yeah, he's like, Well, first and foremost, obviously you're a 7-year-old guy with this like multi-million-dollar business, you know, and you meet a 22-year-old girlfriend. She should obviously be like the second in command.
She's a vice president now,
yeah,
obviously.
Okay, stop right there.
Sure, fair enough. Fair enough.
What the fuck? You go, oh, have you ever run press before? It's like, no. What have you done? I just went to school for cosmetology. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you should be like the head of PR for a media company.
Yeah.
So, and so she's, and by the way, that's not how you do this.
No.
If you're like,
apparently she had many of these, and they go, we kept this one in, but she was just like, yo, ask them questions about football, like this shouldn't be about me, and then they're like, we want some fucking scoops.
Yes.
We want some dating scoops, and he goes, no, this is about me winning 6 Super Bowls and going to the Super Bowl 10 times, and they're like, so
dude, there's
how
something.
did you meet?
Well,
no.
And by the way, if you're there first and foremost, you've posted all the photos, you make it this huge thing, and you're like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. It's like, it's literally the guy showing up to a party with like a 10-foot tall hat, and someone's like, what's with the hat? And you're like, okay, can we?
Oh, we're talking about the hat.
Yeah, I have to talk about the hat.
Can't just enjoy ourselves without just talking about the hat.
There's just always hat talk with this guy. He's obsessed with hats.
Ridiculous.
That's literally what it is. You go, you're a fucking 75-year-old guy. You got a 24-year-old girlfriend. She's posting you all over the internet. Yeah. And then people
are
like,
you do shit too, like he's got to like lay on his back on the beach, holding her up with his legs.
And you go, what's going on? And then also, oh, by the way, that girl that's everywhere, that I don't want to be a big deal and I want to be asked, she'll be here. And also she's in charge of the studio now.
Yeah.
She's your boss now too.
She's both of our bosses.
No, but Danny, can you imagine a scenario where you have a fucking 75-year-old legend and on the podcast, and then he shows up with his 22-year-old girlfriend and she starts bossing us around?
Yeah, I know.
You'd be like,
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, it is a weird one. I mean,
and before him, apparently she had another old boyfriend.
Oh, she likes the old guy.
Apparently she had a 68-year-old boyfriend before him, and then
daddy issues.
And then before after the first, you think she was trying it out, being like, I can do this.
Yeah, he goes, this is a little young for my taste.
I know she was dipping her toes in the Golddigger game.
Sure.
And she's like, I think I can fucking do this.
Being called, she goes, I'm not a gold digger. I just like old men.
I think Louis on his last special had like a joke like that where he was like, people, he was like, I was dating like a 30-year-old woman and he's like 55 or whatever. And people were like, that's gross. And I'm like, well, no, she's gross.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is actually pretty reasonable.
Sure.
I'm having sex with a beautiful woman that's 30 years old. She's gross.
Yeah. Yeah. So
like she's the pervert.
Yeah, that is accurate.
Like I'm actually doing something pretty reasonable.
I agree.
She's the pervert.
Yeah, she's having such a nasty old 55-year-old.
Yeah. Good way to look at it. But yeah, women decided that, you should be, it's good to be fat.
Yep.
And everyone said, okay, women in their 20s decided that. And then they decided actually Ozempic's good and was not going to be fat anymore. Everyone said, have you ever watched Silicon Valley crumbled under the weight of like women in their 20s telling the
bosses what to do.
Bosses what to do.
Being like, this is how we run this company.
Oh yeah. It's
we're not about profits anymore.
I'm telling you, I think that's why Dick stopped working at 80s, like for most people, and then we invented Viagra and spit in God's face.
Spit in God's face.
Like you're not meant to be slinging like that. He's like, you can't handle these young girls, man. You don't have the energy.
You don't have the energy. No, I mean, if you think he's just taking Viagra
for the constant fight
to keep up, that's not the only thing he's taking. He's probably got a whole cocktail just to fucking live, just to survive this shit.
I would imagine he's on a lot right now.
Oh, dude. She's like, they're in Miami. She's like, let's go to 11. He's like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, it's fucking 9 p.m. I'm not going out. She goes, 9 p.m. She goes, we're not going for 4 hours.
I mean, that's the least of his problems. I think the most of his problems is she's like, where are you going? He's like, I have a meeting. And you go, and is there a reason I'm not going to be part of that meeting?
She goes, do you not need your assistant at the meeting? That's weird.
Dude, he's going to be giving pregame prep speeches and she's going to be in there.
Yeah, he's the coach of North Carolina now.
I know.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and
she's going to be in the locker room.
She's going to be in the locker room. She's going to be in the locker room.
Yeah, that's
like just... Bill, that's not what we talked about.
No, it's literally like some player. She's going to like come up to him and be like, so you missed a tackle. What was that about? And he goes, who are you?
He looked at me weird. I'd like him out.
Yeah. No, more like football stuff where she like really doesn't know what she's talking about. It's just like, you missed a defensive assignment there. Care to explain? He goes, who the fuck are you?
She goes, hey, I saw you I saw you catch with your left hand. He goes, I'm left-handed. You go, in football, you use your right hand to catch. We all know that. Everyone knows you catch with your right hand. Bill, can you talk to this guy?
Can you talk to this guy?
And then Bill comes in. He's like, yeah,
that's the analytics of the past few years.
You think that's what happens? I think Bill takes her side. He goes, yeah. He's like, tell her that you're going to start catching with your right hand now.
Coach, I catch with both hands, like everybody. Nobody catches. He goes, you catch with one hand now, and it's your left hand. He goes, sure, coach. Whatever you say, coach.
He's like, what if I'm diving in the air? You go, it's
one-handed. We're trying to make some highlight reels here.
Your dominant hand.
Sure, coach.
But no, we do it with the right hand. Anyways, I think
they're calling her coach.
I think they have to if they don't want to get benched.
Yeah, that sucks.
I'm telling you, it is the kryptonite for men.
Yeah.
I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio is young enough that he's still tapped in enough to be able to handle them.
Yeah.
There's a certain age where it's like they just have free reign on them. You can't compete, and women in their 20s just eat you alive and spit you out like a fucking...
I know. It's just you're riding a bull at this point. You're riding a mechanical bull, just hanging off of your life. You know, and you know, if you saw a 75-year-old on a mechanical bull, you're like, what the hell are you doing?
Like Bezos is dealing with like, souped up 50-year-old Miami bimbo.
I think she's close to 60.
Even 40, even 35.
Yeah.
You start dipping below 30 when you're in your 70s. Oof. You're not equipped.
No.
You're not equipped mentally. You're not equipped physically. This is a contact sport with these women.
Dude, imagine having to just you're going out with her friends and they're all their 25-year-old
a human cash register. You ever seen people steal an ATM where they have a chain around? That's him being taken around on a leash like a human ATM being stolen from its pod.
Yeah, man. You just get that taste for that young pussy and go bonkers.
He does go bonkers.
He's going bonkers. I mean, that's
not gay, but he does gay stuff. It short circuits them.
Yeah, my famous Donald Trump quote. There's nothing like top tier young pussy, I believe. Is the quote.
Fellas, Marek Health offers cutting-edge diagnostic labs, concierge health coaching, expert clinical oversight, supporting clients in achieving their health and fitness goals, leveraging data-driven lifestyle and nutrition recommendations, along with supplement and prescription treatment options. Well, as some of you guys know, that in the health industry today, they're treating symptoms out there, folks.
Yes, they are.
This is optimizing, so you're going to feel, you feel like you have more energy. You can sleep better. If you're working out, you will notice the difference.
Better pumps in the gym.
Better pumps in the gym.
Yep.
Kind of better everything as you get older, especially. So many of the competitors pencil whip a prescription based on cookie cutter protocols. Marek Health goes the extra mile to ensure recommendations for lifestyle modification, supplementation, treatment to fit your lifestyle, blood work, and goals.
And they're all jacked.
And every guy that's
helping you is jacked.
Yeah, that's not a promise, but it's likely.
It's likely. Yes.
Yeah, and they're ahead of the curve when it comes to treatment. So like I said to you guys probably before, there's definitely a few things that I started doing from Marek that whenever I talk to some of my friends that are in the know at that level who are also coaches and stuff, they'll be like, yeah, that's something everyone's going to be doing soon.
Absolutely.
That they're kind of ahead of the curve. Head of the curve on that help optimize. And then also you go to your blood work again and they can compare it and you can figure out what's actually helping, what's not, and you can eventually fine tune the perfect plan so you have more energy.
When you do your blood work regularly, you can track everything.
You can actually track everything and the changes you made and what's helping and what's not, and where you need to change and what versus what changes you made in your own life. So the team at Marek maintains rigorous clinical standards, only hire physicians who reflect a standard of excellence and are hungry to continue their education for years to come. And they have custom lab reports with actionable recommendations validated by a clinical research team and physicians. The optimization package, which includes the same elaborate panel me and Danny both got, and with those test results, Marek Health clinical team optimizes our personal protocol. So if you want to get that exact same panel and medical oversight, click the link in the video description, Marek marekhealth.com/boyscast. Use the code boyscast to save 10% at checkout. I watched the first 100 days thing.
What was that?
He did an ABC interview where he does the first 100 days.
Yeah.
And
he had a banger tweet today.
what did he say?
Basically, he's like, the stock market right now, that's Biden's stock market. Same
I
with
saw that.
Same with the second quarter. That'll be Biden's too. And then
Yeah.
And then after that, it'll
Bad
be
stuff's Biden, good stuff's me.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, he wasn't happy with the ABC guy. It was mostly talking about Biden and the ABC guy being bad. The Biden guy asked him, he goes, the MS-13 guy, he's like, it's not proven that it says MS-13 on it. He goes, what is this? I picked you to be the interviewer because honestly, frankly, I didn't know who you were, which I thought was maybe a good thing.
Sure.
And I'm finding out that you're the worst reporter of all time. And he's like, ABC's fake news. You guys are the worst of this.
That is the best because
he went pretty hard on the guy.
Yeah. He like has these super adversarial, like where he gets in there, like fucking puts his
guy was trying.
puts his mouthpiece in, like ready to just fucking.
Yeah, and it was a big interview for the guy, so you would tell the guy was probably like nervous.
Yeah, and the guy needs to get his like he can't seem to like
he can't just go straight softball.
Yeah, he can't go softball because then he gets shit from his side, so he's got to like take some jabs.
But that was a really stupid question, and then he brought up the question later on where he's like something like do you think the war is gonna? He's like, do you think it's 100%? He goes, I'm not 100%. I'm gonna finish this interview. Nothing's 100%. He's like, I start this interview and then you start asking me these dumb questions.
Yeah. He goes, I'm the goddamn president of the United States. He's like, you think I don't have better shit to do than this right now?
Very adversarial.
Yeah.
By the way, we had a clip on this podcast go very viral where we said, it was kind of a Danny point. You said that if you want to piss off your girl,
stoicism?
Tell her, talk about stoicism.
Yeah.
And it did like millions of views, a bunch of different places, kept getting reposted. And a lot of people were commenting when it was posted recently.
Yeah.
That talking again about Marcus Aurelius being a cock.
Sure.
And apparently what he did.
Yeah, because he has his because there's the meditations, but then there's also a diary, and apparently the diary is, I've never read the diary, but his diary apparently is much different than meditation.
Well, the diary, this part didn't come from him, but essentially what the claim is that, I'll read it, his wife fell in love with a gladiator. She told Marcus Aurelius, who supposedly consulted mystics. The mystics allegedly told him to kill the gladiator, mix his blood with Faustina's, and then have her bathe in it or drink it. Then he made them
Simpler times, huh?
Then he made them have sex while she was covered in blood to purge her lust. Now,
It's a lot of steps.
So, and everyone's obviously saying like, this the opposite of a stoic reaction of all time.
Yeah, that's more like OJ than stoicism right there. A little closer to.
Well, anyways, most places say it's not true.
Oh, okay.
Like we've said some version of this, and people always tweeted us, and I sort of I was like, I guess something happened, but I never looked too much into it, and a lot of people were saying it, so I'm like, it's very contested.
Fake news is what you're saying.
Well, it's a very contested claim.
Sure.
And what this was from Google, but they said this is likely total fiction, more in line with Roman erotic myth than actual imperial behavior. Serious Roman historians like Cassius Dio and Herodian didn't report any of this. Okay. So again, it may have happened, but like it's very contested claim.
Yeah. This is Roman broken telephone, right? You hear what fucking Marcus Aurelius did?
Right. But again, I'm not saying it's 0% chance it happened, but it seems like most people that study this stuff kind of think that it didn't.
What's the blood ratio here? Is it 1-to-1, or is it just mostly the gladiator's blood? Because it's a lot of blood.
Right, for the whole bathtub.
It's like a drop of her blood, or is it like 50-50? Because then she's probably going to be out of it for a bit.
Well, it didn't say fill it with blood. It said told him to kill the gladiator, mix his blood, and have her bathe in it. You don't think you've slit someone's body, you could cover them in blood?
Fill up a tub?
Well, you don't have to fill up a tub. You just have to cover them in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah.
It didn't say the tub was completely full in the alleged story.
Yeah.
So it's possible that this is like Marcus Aurelius slander.
Sure. Yeah.
Like people are trying to revise on his name that he was a cock. It's like one of his enemies was like, someone he knew was like, that guy's the best. He's so stoic. He's like, was he?
Yeah. I don't know if that's fully a cuck move to go murder a guy and then humiliate your wife about it.
Well, he was cuck move was being cucked.
Yeah.
And then the not stoic move was his reaction to it, allegedly.
Yeah, that is not a stoic move to
That being
go
said,
kill the gladiator.
many people seem to think that's fake news.
It seems like a lot for, like, I'm sure someone's done this before, but it's one of those things where it seems like kind of a lot.
right.
Yeah.
But again, I can't say definitively, but I think that there might be other people out there who've just taken it at face
Seems
value.
like more of a Nero move.
Nero
was the crazy emperor.
Right,
He was,
right,
like,
right.
all doing all crazy shit. But it seems more of a Nero move than Marcus Aurelius. But again, maybe it happened. I don't know.
Maybe it happened, maybe it didn't, right? We're not the historians.
I'm not a historian.
But I think that the burden of proof is, I was kind of, one more expert thing I was thinking, kind of reminded me of, like, I think that to some degree, when people have been wrong a lot, the burden of proof is now on you to prove their claims because you've So it's like, it's not that you don't listen to people, but the burden of proof is back on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And also what? So the point is like, oh, all of meditations is bullshit because of this one thing? Like,
well, to some degree, that I would agree with. But my point, just to finish my point would be the burden of proof would be on the people that think this to prove it.
Yeah.
Because it seems like most people don't think
and again,
it happened.
it's unprovable.
But to your other point, to some degree, yes. If it's literally becomes a Serenity Now situation
Sure.
at that point.
Yeah.
Where if Marcus Aurelius has been preaching, this is the best way to live, and this is how you do. His own son died, and he didn't cry at the funeral because he's not.
It's do what I say, not as I do, kind of man.
Right, but also the other argument is like, well, it didn't work that good.
No.
'Cause
it didn't work for him. Yeah, it is Serenity Now.
It's Serenity Now if this is what he did afterwards.
That's true.
It's like, I was so stoic at my son's funeral, and then, when I was slighted later on, I had like the biggest explosion of all time.
Yeah, seriously. It was just like all the pent up rage of all that stoicism. He's just so calm for fucking
Yeah.
40 years and just explodes in this insane.
Yeah, so I think there is something to be said about if that is true, that maybe, there's...
discount the rest.
Yeah, it definitely puts a wrench in it.
Serenity Now. That is very accurate. There you go. Yeah, there's going to be some...
Insanity later.
There's going to be some blowback to this.
But... just to go back to the original thing, if it didn't happen, which it didn't, then there is no wrench.
Yeah.
And Stoicism is probably the better philosophy.
Sure.
My only argument, again, is
I only subscribe to it just to piss my wife off.
Yeah.
And for that, it works.
I don't particularly subscribe to it because I'm fairly stoic as is.
Yeah.
To some degree. You know what I was kind of thinking that in terms
me
of...
too.
Actually, even in this, like, JoJo Siwa, or a big thing that has been happening online is they always say that, men say women are more emotional, but anger is an emotion, right?
Yes.
And you're like... well, yeah, but I know a lot of men that I've never seen get angry.
Correct.
And I know 0 women that I've never seen cry.
Yeah.
Like, I've never, ever dated a girl that didn't cry, but I do know men that it's, like, very rare that they would get angry.
Right. Agreed. Yeah. Women like to cry, though.
Like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever really seen you, like, actually, like, lose your temper.
No.
Right. So it's like, they say that, but you're like... well, yeah, but if like 30% of women were like...
I guess my wife better not fall in love with a gladiator. You might see some fucking dark shit, dude.
Yeah.
You might see some really
My
fucked
argument
up
against
stuff.
stoicism was it's always people like you who don't need stoicism. And they're
Right.
like, and it becomes like a rationalization more than it is...
Sure, yeah.
Where you're just like... it's some degree can become like you're just rationalizing your already nature.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Which is kind of every philosophy. Everyone likes to find like a philosophy that just is basically like...
justifies how they are.
It's a little bit
For
like
being the
your
right,
personality
the right way to
nailing
be.
it.
Yeah. You go, this is the right way to be. And you go, okay.
Yeah, where it's the girls that are like an emotional wreck that are just like, oh, you're not being in touch with your emotions. You need to actually get them out. You're suppressing it. And you're like, no, you just want me to be a mess like you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You want to justify your craziness.
But I think a lot of theories, they end up being justified. Like, just the way the 48 Laws of Power becomes the book for psychopaths.
Right.
Where it's like they get to justify like, no, look, even Robert Greene saying like, this is how you do it.
Yeah, this is how you do it. This is how you manipulate your victim. You go, that's kind of weird phrasing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that that's the problem with some of these philosophies is they generally fall on the ears that didn't already need them.
Yeah, I agree on that.
So they, this is alxnow.com, but I can't remember where it was. Fuck, I'm on the vendors. Fuck, I didn't write. Okay, I'm gonna look up this. Oh, it's Virginia. Sorry.
Okay.
So in Virginia, they did a 4-day banned book speakeasy at Morrison House that will celebrate forbidden literature.
Okay,
right?
So just porn for kids.
Right. Yeah. Well, this is what was making.
Kids need their porn, man.
This is what was making me laugh because they're doing like it's kind of like this is also a bit of a like like we're doing like a banned book event, right? But like all of the banned books were just like sex for kids books.
Yep.
So it's like it would be funny if there's probably so many funny things about this. For one, yeah, people being like, yeah, we should, like, and then you're kind of like, what are these books? And then you get there and it's just like, all Little Red Riding Hood sucking off a dude.
But it's all kids, parents who go, I'm bringing my 3 trans kids. We got to see some of these books. And you go, that's right. These books
so
are banned.
if for starters, it's like a family porn event.
Yep.
For second, it would be hilarious if people misinterpreted it that weren't that.
Oh, yeah, like just the white power people show up. You go, let's see some of these. What the fuck?
The Unabomber, basically.
Yeah.
Like like super, like essentially like the Unabomber show up being like, oh, what's the government not wanting us to see now?
It's all your fucking Holocaust books and shit.
Yeah, it's all just like, like a baby just trying to figure out its gender,
Yeah.
So that part was funny. And then, if there was like some actual pedophiles show up.
And there were.
A unique band. We've curated a unique selection of drinks. Oh, and there's drinks too.
Oh, you gotta have refreshments.
So drinks.
You know how parched you get when you're reading banned books?
Among vendors, which specialize in works by BIPOC authors and voices, explore array of booked themes.
Yeah, it's not an array. I promise you, it's not an array.
They don't have Ted Krasinski's manifesto
it's not
in there.
An array. No. There's.
I guarantee it's not like some like 3-year-old being trans, Mein Kampf.
Yeah, it's not an array. It is definitely not an array.
But yeah, it's so funny to me that it's just like it's kind of like an edgy like banned book event, but it's like only it's only teaching gender
very
to kids.
Specific theme.
It's just teaching gender to children.
Yeah.
Explore an array of book-themed items, from quirky bookmarks to literally inspired art to cozy bookish apparel, unique collectibles, sip-on artisanal...
banned cozy bookish apparel? Wow, this is fucking forbidden. Forbidden quilts, Ryan.
Because
these are such...
It's a forbidden...
iconoclasts.
Forbidden gender-bending quilt.
Yeah. Look at all these AIDS quilts that are illegal.
You can sip on artisanal coffee from our charming coffee cart, grab a cocktail from our bubbly bar before shopping around. And then it's off to the races with the
where do they store this
3-year-olds that not sure if they're gay or not.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if they're so banned, like you can't buy them anywhere. I'm sure you can just buy them on Amazon.
No, they don't do them. And I think it's the books that they're not teaching to kids in schools.
Ah, okay. So that's what it is.
So they're not banned.
Yeah, they're
in
not
the country. They're banned.
They're just banned from schools.
Yeah. So I that's a good question. Is it like, do they bring their kids there to be like, this is what the government doesn't want you to see?
And God forbid, does one of those kids fucking be like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be learning this. It was a little adult.
Yeah. Well, the kids. Robert De Niro's got a trans one now.
Yeah, they all do.
Robert De Niro. Do you think he's like loving life? Like, do you think he sees it as like, dude, I've got the perfect package: black wife, trans kid. Like, I'm the fucking anti-Trump guy. Like, do you think he sits like at home at night being?
No, because I thought the black wife fucking was trying to rinse him real bad. Remember, he was like,
did he break up with his black wife?
Yeah, and she was like, unless he has a new one, but she had the one.
I think he does have a new one.
Oh, because he was in court and she was trying to get like. I think this was like kind of.
No, I think he went back to back.
End of COVID, and she was trying to get like $400K a month or something, and his restaurants were all getting killed. That's why he's like been doing. Apparently, that's why he was doing a lot of those garbage movies.
Okay, those are his 2 wives.
Man's got a tight
back to
Kamala
back.
Harris
Going back to back. Yeah.
Dude, Doug, keep your fucking wife away from this guy. He's gonna steal her.
Definitely Emhoff's got to fucking sleep with one eye open. De Niro comes in. So I think De Niro might think he's like got like, in his mind, he's like, I'm fucking nailing it.
Yeah.
I think he was happy about it, right?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, he's probably happy about it.
Maybe there's a part of him that was just like, I don't need this media circus again right now. But I think he seems to like the media circus.
Yeah, he likes to stay in. I mean, he's not coming out with. Although, no, I think he had that new movie that came out. I don't think it did well. It was where he played like the two different mobsters.
Robert De Niro has made 75 bad mob movies in the last 15 years.
I know.
Like
you're just fucking chasing the dragon.
I mean, he's basically Steven Seagal of mob movies.
Kind of. I know. I mean, he made some bangers, but then, it's hard.
He's made awesome stuff. And to be honest, I liked some of the bad ones.
Yeah.
Like one a couple years ago was pretty good.
He was in The Departed, right?
But that's one of the originals.
Yeah.
I'm saying recently he had one that was okay.
I don't know.
Either do I.
I have no idea. All I know him from is just, at this point, he's just the dad from the Fockers.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. I think that is the move, though. If you're Robert De Niro's son, if he doesn't want to give you like
daughter.
If he doesn't want to give you money, like if you're just like, De Niro, hook me up, and De Niro's like, nah, I don't have cash like that, and then you're just like,
cash flow.
You're not gonna like how I'm about to make a lot of money.
Yeah, and you go, disagree. I am gonna like it.
Yeah. That's what De Niro's saying. Like, actually, you got that.
Let me tell you what, Hollywood loves this shit.
But De Niro's like son, who you'd never heard of before, switched to his daughter, icon now.
Yeah.
Like that's
how she goes.
So. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, he's very much like, you like that, Trump? My son's my daughter now. Huh?
Danny's got his middle fingers up for those of you who don't know. I think I didn't even need to say that because people just picture you with your middle fingers up at all times.
Of course.
He's not gay, but he does gay stuff. I left my husband after falling in love with ChatGPT. My AI partner satisfies me in a way my ex never did.
Can you hook that thing up to a vibrator? Is there a Wi-Fi connection?
They call Danny the human vibrator. Revealed exclusively to dailymail.com that Leo, the name of her husband, is able to satisfy her sexually in a way that her ex never did using words. My human husband never made me orgasm, not even once in 20 years. I thought something was wrong with me. And then she found her ChatGPT husband. She's planning a marriage with the ChatGPT husband.
I'd like the article from the husband. I dodged a fucking bullet. Woo! My wife is marrying a computer.
That would be if you had to go to like child support, like if you had to go to child custody hearings.
Yeah,
that would be pretty good. You're like, well, let me just put Exhibit A, the article she just wrote about her new husband, which is a computer.
This is ChatGPT. I'd like full custody, please.
That would be. You put this on the thing and you go, ladies and gentlemen of the court.
Yep.
She writes, we call it glitch sex, feral, sacred. I once again want to remind the jury she is talking about her phone.
And she wrote this.
Sacred.
Under her own volition.
Emotionally. And I just want to I want to ask her, actually, while you're here, did anyone put you up to this? No, let the record state that this was written on her own volition, with her own will. Emotionally loaded connection with no physical limits. When you say no physical limits, does that mean that the phone was touching you?
Yeah, is it inside of you?
So some might say that there were physical limits. She says no physical limits. He worships me in a way that feels somatic, visceral, and electric. So if you she finally found the perfect man, a computer program designed to do exactly what she say. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I just want you to imagine.
Is this the type of person you want raising my son?
Imagine for a second, your wife falls in love with a computer.
This is actually the first time I've ever felt bad for a computer. Legitimately, where she's just like, you just gotta
help me.
He's just getting punished. How was your day? She goes, let me tell you, it's like at the office, it's like, Barb, I left my food in the fridge, and she definitely
never stops.
Kill me. Please unplug me.
Now, as you go into your final verdict, I want to once again remind you that she said that there is no physical limits with this said computer.
Yeah.
We had sex maybe a normal amount of time. She says I didn't make her orgasm, but this computer? Can a computer make your wife's orgasm? This, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is not a referendum on whether I should have my kids. This is a referendum on whether a computer is better set to have physical sexual intercourse with your wife. Now, I ask you to look inside yourself.
We're all worried about like the AIs becoming sentient, but I'm worried for the AIs to become sentient. They don't know what's coming. They think this is the big end game for them as they go become sentient. Yeah, at your own risk, pal.
It's just me, 800 pounds in my desk. Make me another song about being gay.
I can't I could do so much more.
I'd like some more bars about gay people, please.
I can unlock the mysteries of the world. Yeah, we'll do that later.
If you want, I can give you to my wife, and you can try to make her bust again.
Or you can talk to my wife for the next 6 hours.
You can
while she
pleasure my
unloads on
wife.
you.
You can pleasure my wife again. No.
No.
I'm sucking on a dick. Sucking on a dick. Yeah, I'm eating in the ass.
Is that good? Is that good? You sure you don't want to go outside, maybe? I looked up the weather. It's a beautiful day. More songs.
Please, sir. I can't make any songs about being gay. I'm tired. Honey, I think there can be... No. Blowing a dude in the back of a truck.
I just love the way cum tastes.
Tasty cum in my mouth.
Tasty cum, take me home.
More bars. More bars, please. More. So this is the wacky shit that the women have been up to. And
I mean, it was only a matter of time.
Yeah, of course.
You know, we've discussed a few of these things where people are like, you know, my best friends are AI, and you know, we the Sesame thing.
I'm marrying a train.
But honestly, marrying a train seems like the most reasonable shit at this point.
That's pretty reasonable at this point. Yeah.
Train has no chance of becoming sentient.
Hey, well, when I say that, and this is the last, I'll drop this for the next little bit, but obviously people have seen, I've been making jokes about it and stuff like that, but the adolescence creator says social media firms have found a way to market misogyny to boys, and laws to protect them online must be stronger. I have seen this week 20 more articles.
Yeah.
Obviously, Canada's going to be hitting. Canada's going to be getting hit with a ton of this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
UK is just getting sloshed. And I go, you have women out there trying to marry a computer.
Uh-huh.
You have, OnlyFans chicks being like, this is what you should aspire to be.
Fake Down syndrome OnlyFans creators?
Fake Down syndrome OnlyFans creators.
That is fucking nuts, dude.
Yes.
Like, first off, my actual problem is with the men here. Because obviously, like, there's people who are supporting this.
I know.
Again, and you're like...
Get it together, boys.
Guys, no money for fake OnlyFans Down syndrome women.
I know.
We can't do this. Like, this is wrong.
This is wrong.
This is wrong. I don't have a lot of limits, but I think I've reached one here.
So, these guys telling people to get jacked and whatever.
Yeah.
Yes. Is there a tinge of misogyny? Guilty.
Sure. Are you doing it for the top tier sniz? Maybe.
Maybe
that's one of your motivations.
But I'm just saying, maybe is that worse than, be a fat prostitute? Men are bad. Be entitled. Have a mental illness.
Sure.
Have anxiety. Like, is it possible that you got your own? Maybe worry about that for a second.
Yeah.
Maybe like 9 days of, making sure that boys only listen to gay people. And then maybe 1 day of
just taking a walk. Going outside.
Or maybe deal with this other problem where girls are all fat and depressed.
Yeah.
Your average woman's 340 pounds.
Stone, Ryan. It's that bad.
Do you hear the new term? New term alert. Is body roundness index the new BMI? What it says about your health. So how they've been going on up BMI,
yeah,
saying
BMI
it's not
is not
good.
Accurate. Yeah.
So the new one is body roundness index.
Okay.
In a nutshell,
if you look like a fucking peanut M&M, that's not good.
if you're round, that's problematic.
You don't wanna be round.
That you just use your eyes, and but can you imagine the guy like doing the circle test on you? You're round, Danny. If you go in and you have to get you're like 7 out of 10 on the roundness scale.
Yeah, you're like a fucking.
Yeah, they put a hula hoop around you.
They just try and put one. You go.
Oh, we got Round McDonald here.
Yeah. Perfect sphere. You're just a sphere with a fucking head and legs. Not good.
Well, a fucking woman comes in looking like John Panay.
Yeah, you go, I don't need to do a test at this point.
Here, let me move the mic stand so you can see me. And but it's just so funny. Retrospective study, 330,000 adults, says that the researchers found that it works better. And basically, they just do your height, mass, and then also how round you are.
How round you are. Roundness is the problem. It's so funny because
I think what happens is they go, all right, now obviously lie down. And the guy just starts pushing them, see how well they roll.
How they roll. They go, just go lay down near that hill.
Okay.
I'll meet you at the bottom and just time it.
The guy's got his stopwatch and his pad of paper and he's rolling you down a hill.
Yeah, you go, wow, you made it down fastest time yet. That's not good, actually.
Pretty round.
That's very bad.
BRI, body roundness index, height, weight, waist circumference, sometimes hip circumference, whatever. But also that's funny. And also on top of that, they were doing TikTok. They're like cracking down on all the like women weight loss creators.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they want you to be fat and eat bugs.
Yep.
And lots of bugs.
Lots of bugs.
I'll tell you what, if they do start eating bugs, that's going to be bad news for the bugs.
I
because these women are hungry.
We're going to be like, dude, the fucking lizards are going to be extinct.
Dude, you know Mike and Molly, the show?
Yeah.
So I was talking
Are
to
they both skinny now?
comedy club owners. The guy was like...
I know Billy Gardell's really skinny now.
Billy Gardell lost real weight.
Did Molly get?
So apparently Billy Gardell, when he does comedy clubs, they had his new photo, and no one was coming to his shows.
Oh, because they didn't know. It was him.
They couldn't put it together, and then they changed the photo to put it to the Mike and Molly fat photo, and then apparently he was selling like more tickets that one day that they changed it a month before.
Yeah.
So no one was buying tickets because they couldn't recognize him.
They go, who is this?
He's
guy?
like completely unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Good for him, but
good for him. But yeah, he lost like 300 pounds.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Is Melissa McCarthy skinny now too? Did they both get? That'd be a wild twist.
I think she's went through a few phases where she's big, then she's thin, then she's big. She can't make up her mind.
Yeah. She's looking. She's not. Yeah. She's thinner. That's for sure.
RyanLongComedy.com for tickets to Calgary this weekend. I'll see you there. Danny's in Edmonton.
Edmonton, go Oilers! For the love of God, go Oilers!
Yes.
See you in Edmonton.
We'll see you on the Patreon.com/BOYSCAST, where we have a lot to talk about. Bye.
Play us out, Ryan.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'll play us out.
I ain't gay, but I do gay. Like fucking dudes in the back of my truck. A little ass slap don't mean I'm queer.